International Podcast. We talk about everything racing pigeons, the latest news, results, events, and interviews from around the world.
Howdy folks, a quick RPI podcast today just to let you know that after the success of the last 4 or 5 weeks of the RPI podcast, we've now got thousands of people all over the world listening to the RPI podcast. I'm pleased to say that the RPI podcast is going to go live. Some of you may know I used to do a live show on Facebook every week quite a while ago. The RPI podcast now is going to be live. It's going to be live every Monday at 8 p.m. UK time. That's 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's midday Pacific time. And 8 o'clock, the first Monday of every month, is going to be the RPI podcast live. So this is your chance. If you listen to the podcast already, this is your chance to get involved live. We're going to be streaming the RPI podcast live on the RPI page, my personal Facebook account, if you're a friend of mine, the RPI group, the RPI YouTube channel, and also we're going to be live streaming it directly on podcast.racingpigeoninternational.com, which is where all the podcasts are. So you're going to be able to watch it there. You can get involved, you can message, you can write comments, and also over a period of time, I'm trying to get it where people can actually call in as well. That's something I'm going to be working on, to be able to call into the show. The show's going to be around an hour, and it's your chance to get involved live with the RPI podcast. We're going to be talking about everything to do with racing pigeons in the UK and Ireland and all around the world. So for those of you that have been asking me to do this, now is the time. I've been getting a lot of people since I did the podcast saying, why don't you go back to doing the lives? I'll be honest with you, the podcasts work well because I can do the podcast, I can do interviews as and when, and I can put them out without having to be here at a specific time. So I'm not able to do them weekly, and I think weekly lives are something that is not possible. But doing one live every month will give us lots to talk about on that particular time. The first Monday of every month. So on Monday, the 3rd of October, is the very first RPI live that we're going to be doing. So it's your chance to get involved. You can message interactively on Facebook. You can message on YouTube. I get all of those comments coming in as well. We're also going to be setting it up that you can message in on the podcast.racingpigeoninternational page as well. You can watch it there for now, but you can't message. And it's going to be on YouTube as well, like I say, all live. And if you can't get to watch it live, of course, it's going to be recorded and it will be put out as a normal, regular podcast to either watch or listen to. So I hope you get involved. I'm really excited to be back doing some form of regular RPI show with the podcast going so well. I've had people, like I said, people have been saying, why don't you do some lives? I did a little one yesterday talking about something, and I thought, you know what, now is the time. There's with hundreds of people listening to it every single episode. We've got lots to talk about, and as I said, doing the monthly show, there's going to be more to talk about than just doing a weekly show, and it doesn't work for me. Like I said, weekly doesn't work with my diary. But the first Monday of every month, 8 o'clock UK time, RPI Live podcast is going to be there. Get involved. I look forward to hearing and seeing you on the podcast live. And like I said, if you can't tune in live and the time doesn't work, you can, of course, listen to it at podcast.racingpigeoninternational.com. Thank you for listening and watching, and I look forward to the first RPI Live show on Monday evening, 8 o'clock. Thanks a lot.
You've been listening to the RPI Podcast. Check out more episodes at podcast.racingpigeoninternational.com.